questa musica stasera che mi riporta un poco del...
I think if I were to draw out my ideal client and the people that I want to work with, I would probably just refer them to Jake and draw out Jake. Because it's exactly what you mentioned here. It's like, it's the pattern of taking action, right? So you find something that you resonate with, you implement it, and then you're also not proud enough to realize that you might need some more help, and more proximity, and more access and speed.
Exactly.
And you're just like, yeah, it's just been a really good working with you, like the way that I think about business, and then seeing it in your business, and how you guys have also just like done incredible things.
Yeah. And also because I'm 21, so my lived experience is limiting me, and so I needed someone who was a little bit more of an onk, who could guide.
26, by the way.
Who could guide the path forward? Because Fred's obviously walked my path, so I was like, it's just pay to win at the end of the day, and it's been great so far.
Yeah, it's cool. And like the backbone of a coaching consulting is the same as the one that you run, right? It's just client relationships at the end of the day. We're in a relationship-based business, so like the better, like meeting up in person is incredibly cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
How about we're here?
Oh yes. So, the origin story of how I met Fred.
It's a good one.
So I'm not really a big consumer of social media because I always create, and I believe that you should always be creating content. You shouldn't be consuming. However, I do consume 3 YouTube channels. Fred, Mr. 4 to 8, Greg Lavakia, and I was watching Fred's video, and he was explaining how his coffee shop worked. And at the time, I was running a singular offer, just a consulting offer. This is before I founded Done For You. And I remember I was like, okay. And I was watching how he broke down the different offers, and I was kind of doing something similar in terms of I had a low ticket product, and then I was just working one-to-one, but I saw my one-to-one becoming extremely capped. And so I was like, okay, how can I make this more of like an efficient system? And then I watched his coffee shop video where he had the multiple offers, and I implemented the same kind of system where I have a low ticket, which the intention is to funnel to the medium ticket, which is the community base. And then from the community base, they see so much value that then they go, okay, yeah, now I'm ready to work one-to-one. And then I came up with basically we went back and forward with it, and I created this thing called the brand suite system because we do a content offer. Anyways, long story short, we built out what we now call the brand suite system by Done For You, which is essentially the digital coffee shop ecosystem. And so by doing that, I saw immense value already in the free content, and it started making me money because we started implementing it. This is before I was even working with Fred. So then I was like, wow, okay, I'm at a position now where I'm doing around 30K months. There's a few key things I want to learn from Fred, or just in general, like webinars, ads, and YouTube. I really wanted to master those 3 things. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to look for somebody. And then I reached out to Fred, and he didn't respond to me. And I had like 50K followers at the time. It was a little bit of an ego hit, to be honest. I was like, come on, bro.
I'm sorry.
And then I was like, okay, I have a second account. So I was like, usually when I want something, I just basically go call them out. So I made a video explaining how I strategically made the video saying how I'm using this brand suite method, but I was like, credit is due where credit is due. You can insert the video here. It's a very like shit video, but I knew if I tagged him and posted a video, he would watch it because I would do the same. And then he watched it, and then I sent him a DM being like, hey, let's jump on a call. And now we're in Italy. It's like a lot of people forget that they're like, they don't realize. For myself, I didn't realize at the start.
Yeah, true, but I think it's also because people always, when they think about up or down sales or adding new offers, it's always a new product.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, where it's like
100%.
with you and Reed, it's the same thing, but it's just more access and proximity to you guys. So it's like it's easy to scale, right?
Yeah. Well, it's easy to close as well. I think I have like a 95% close rate. But it's also because I'm closing every time I jump on the call, because I'm not like forcing the sale.
Exactly.
It's
just
one
like,
size fits all.
What do you need?
Yeah.
And how can we help you get there?
It's a way better sell. I feel way nice. I don't have anyone crying on sales calls anymore.
You didn't have that. Let's go. but as you can see, it's going to require 75 sales every month, right? Which is 2.5 per day, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's going to require a lot of shit, huh? So I just wrapped up the session with Jake and Reed on planning from where they are now to 500 grand months. They're currently doing 150K. And it's really funny because the bottlenecks that they are facing is like total opposite to the clients that I usually work with. Because Jake and Reed have luxury problems, as I'd like to call them, because they actually have too much volume and too much traffic organically, meaning that a usual setup at this scale requires a very hefty ad spend, very much predictability with buying a certain lead for a certain price and then the entire customer journey. But with their business, it's the total opposite. They're getting so much traffic from organic that the numbers fluctuates a lot depending on the organic volume, which is, in this case, a luxury problem. So we dialed in tracking, we fixed their offer stack so that we reduced their time in delivery, and we added a few different offers on the back end to improve lifetime value. We looked at how we could qualify people a bit more so that Jake spends less time on calls, but with more qualified people, just to make sure that we keep him in closing for as long as possible, because the hourly rate is through the roof there. Implementing more long form assets, a monthly webinar, and just an overall baseline for organic. So it's not predictable, but it's input predictable, meaning that we can reverse engineer the business from it. So I'm really excited about the next chapter. I think the boys are going to crush it. Their work ethic is insane, which is really cool for me to get to work with.
To-do list is very, very large, which is good.
Yeah, but I would be crying if there wasn't one.
Yeah, that'd be concerning. It's everything's great.
Everything's great, boys.
Everything's
Holy
great.
Shit, that's the worst thing I want to hear.
What's the biggest takeaway then?
The biggest takeaway is that I thought we were doing good. We are doing good, but we can do better.
Biggest
we're not.
takeaway is that we suck.
Damn.
No, tracking. I thought I was on the tracking, but I realized we're definitely not.
There's
So
more
it's
to
gonna
do,
improve.
but more is good. Especially more cash, more followers, more everything.
And that you need to. This is the biggest takeaway. You need to think long term. And right now I'm thinking in max 3-month mindset. So now it's a long term vision.
You have 20.
No. He takes more than me.
Okay.
Because I did the sales call. Yeah.
I was just reflecting a little bit because Jake and Reed is downstairs and Jake is doing sales calls and Reed is doing content. They work very hard, by the way. I'm very proud of them. It's very cool to see in person, the clients that we work with online, and then seeing their behavior. It's really cool. But I also thought about another thing about client businesses is that, or coaching consulting businesses, that we are in the business of relationships. And if there's one thing in life that isn't scalable, that you can automate and productize and run through Claude and give to an AI agent or whatever, it's relationships. It's impossible to scale a relationship. The most unscalable task on planet Earth is probably taking out 4 days of your calendar to fly to Milan and then meet up with your clients. But it's the whole point. What's the point of running a business where the core backbone of the business is me decompressing time for clients, Jake and Reed, and helping them with the plan and the map in order for them to go to their next step? What's the whole point if I cannot spend time with them and laugh with them and hear about their parents' work or whatever it might be? And I think the entire industry just talks so much about scalability and leverage and automations, and especially with AI. And I think all of that is cool. It helps me in many other aspects of my business, that I have these tools by hand that I can utilize. But I will never, ever, ever try to scale relationships or the bond that I have between clients, because I cannot see how it will ever be worth it. So I think this is just for you out there. If you feel like you spend a lot of time in client delivery or considering getting a client success manager or whatever it is, just try to think about what point the relationship with your clients plays in your life and in your business. What the things that you do not track and the things that you do not measure, you don't really do anything about it. Do you know the feeling of opening your calendar and then
seeing a specific event with a very specific client name on it, and then you think to yourself, for fuck's sake. Or like you feel this knot in your stomach, and suddenly all you can think about that day is the conversation that you're going to have with the client. You can have 4 or 5 other calls with amazing clients, but all you can think of is that 11 a.m. I'm speaking to this client. I think you can relate. I can definitely relate, because have been moments earlier on in my business journey where I took on clients that wasn't the perfect fit because a payment was a payment. And I thought that was just how it is. There are bad clients. That's just how it is. That was what people told me, until I accepted that there's no way. Like, I'd much rather make less money by working with fewer but better people. And now this is the perfect example. It's that I want to spend 4 days in Milan with Jake and Reed, because business aside, we could have had a beer or a cup of coffee or a dinner, and we've already had that, because I see them as more as clients. And I've always been afraid of this like client, mentor, consultant relationship. But at the end of the day, we run businesses to fuel our life. And my goal in life is to be as happy as possible and feel good. So why wouldn't I bring that aspect into my client relationship? So now my criteria for bringing on a person is very simple. It's that, can I help the person? And would I like to share a cup of coffee with this person? And that has helped me more than any other tip and trick about objection handling or converting clients or whatsoever. Because one bad client will always drain more energy from you than 10 great clients. And that is not fair. My mom has always said that. My mom is a school teacher. And my mom has always said that there's one bad student will always have more attention and drag away the attention from all the other 27 great students that she has in her classroom. And she always says that is not fair to the 27. Which I also believe that it is not fair to all of my amazing clients that I stress about one bad client when I could have spent that time and energy on being useful to them.
We're about to eat some pepperoni pizza and Coca-Cola.
Whoever's editing this video, don't put him in there. He doesn't deserve.
I'm gonna have an eggs and ham pizza.
Oh my god.
That's hectic.
This guy.
Tomato sauce, mozzarella, eggs, and ham.
That's not it, boys.
Oh really?
Yeah, brother. He was trolling in.
You're flexing on us.
Put
No.
lemon on it, Mr.
Come on. Come on. Give me the juices. Listen, guys, sometimes in life you want more and you just have to take it. Even though it's meaningless at the end of the day, if you want more, you got to do
Try
more.
putting lemon on it.
No further questions.
All right, me and Toby is enjoying the last bit of sun before we go back to Denmark, and enjoying the rooftop here one last time because we're flying home tomorrow. And I just wanted to wrap up this trip. It's been incredible spending time with clients, meeting them in person after being talking to each other on Zoom for 4 months. We've had incredible conversation, both on and off camera. And I just have this feeling that I'm really proud of the fact that Jake and Reed is a representation of me and who I work with, because their values and the way that they do things and run their business and treat their clients is something that I can stand for. And what I've realized over the years of working with so many incredible clients, and also a bunch of bad fit clients, because you have to learn in one way or another what a good client looks like and what a bad client looks like. And most of the time it's not the client's fault, it's actually yours for bringing them on. Because sure, I am defined by Jake and Reed because they work with me and they will be in my YouTube channel. Just like all other clients that are on the YouTube channel or the Instagram or the clients that go to masterminds or whatever it might be. But if there's one thing that I've realized, is that your clients is a direct mirror and a representation of you and what you tolerate and what your business stands for. Meaning that if I work with clients who treat their clients poorly, then that will have a bad reflection upon me. If I have clients that doesn't do the things that I expect them to do and follow through with their words or their expectations to themselves, well, that's a reflection on me. So in life, in my opinion, you're more defined by the people that you do not work with and the things that you do not tolerate than the clients you work with and the things that you approve. So I just want you to carry this mentality into your onboarding process and content process in terms of what are the things that you tolerate, what qualities do you see in a client, and usually that is a direct reflection of what qualities do you want to have yourself. I want to spend a lot of time and energy and effort on my content, and that is why I have Toby, because I want my clients to do the same, because the most important thing that you have is your personal brand and your face and your reputation. So I've had clients over the years that drained me and weren't good for me, and it has been my fault for bringing them on because I focused more on the money or the deal rather than the client. But since starting the digital coffee shop, I can confidently say that there's only been one bad case out of like 70 clients, which has been incredible, and I wouldn't change it for a thing. So say no more than you say yes, and you will also get clients like Jake and Reed. So Jake and Reed, thank you for the trip, and also thank you for following along.